Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video. And you know what? One thing I've decided to do through talking to people in YouTube comments, through talking to people in Discord, Twitch chat, whatever, I've decided to make my Monday news video a little bit shorter by removing an element from that video and making it its own video. And that is going to be my tier list video. This might not be a video that comes out every single week because the tier list might not change week to week, but when there is new additions to the tier list, when things shift, when the metas shift, I will do updates to this video. It will be at least once a month, and it might be more than that depending on when new units drop, etc. So this is going to be the first of the ultimate tier list videos, I guess. We're going to do it right now. Okay, now the first thing I want to do on this video is I want to establish what I'm going to call the top 5. I want to talk about who I think the top 5 units in Global are, regardless of role, because I think in each role there might be some units that are better than them. So I'm putting those units on the screen right here. You see I have Dwayne, King Mott, Yuna, Black Rose Helena, and Big Daddy Zazon himself. In my opinion, and of course, a lot of this is based on my opinion, these are my top 5 global units in no particular order. I just put all 5 of them on the screen. Now, when I'm talking about my top 5 units, let's take Dwayne for example. Dwayne is not going to be at the top of my tank tier list, even though he's kind of a tank. He lacks a little bit of the ability to generate hate on all that stuff. But I think he might be one of the best, if not the best unit in Global right now. So let's talk about these. I'm going to tell you why I think if there are units that you should build your account around right now, and you have access to them, some of them are limited time, these would be my 5. Okay. Dwayne. This dude has hate, which makes him kind of a tank. He does insanely high damage. He has status effects like crazy, like his disable. He has AoE disable. That's insane. I think Dwayne might be the single best unit in Global right now, or at least he's the single unit in Global right now that I am scared to fight the most. The Spine Sword, the weapon event for him, gives a bunch of accuracy, so he's even pretty good against evasion teams. Dude scares the pants off of me, so there's Dwayne. King Mott, I think King Mott is the best all-around tank in Global. I will probably have whoever I think the best all-around tank is always on my top 5 list. This week, it's King Mott. I think you can build him to be good against almost everything. He has Berserk, he has Disable. What a god. I think he's a beast. Yuna, I mean, y'all know Yuna, right? If you're not getting tilted off the face of the earth by Aeon Bond procs, you're getting Space Chicken lasered on your evasion team. She's putting re-rays on people, she's casting full life, she has all the heals. Her TMR is a heal that gives protected shell, like Yuna's infuriating. She's definitely one of the best units in Global. Black Rose Helena, probably our highest DPS unit in Global, right up there. I mean, yeah, she is that. I'm just going to call her that. She has 100% hit. She has massive AoEs. Her TMR makes her into kind of a bruiser. I think if Dwayne is number 1 in Global, she's like number 1.2. Like, she and Dwayne are my 2 scariest Global units at the moment. Then I'm going to put Big Daddy Zazon on here. Now, some people might disagree with this one, but the guy is an evasion unit who's also pretty tanky, has 2 ways of ignoring death. I think he is insanely good, and I use him a lot. So those are my top 5. Now, let's go ahead and move on from there to the tier list so you can see how I'm doing that. And if you've been watching my videos before, this next part will look familiar, but we do have some new people to add this week. Okay, now the first tier list this week is going to be tanks, and we have a new tank to put on the list. It is Charlotte. Now, I want to start by saying my Charlotte is still, she's pushing MLB right now, so I haven't quite got her to level 99, but I have gotten to see her in action quite a bit, and based on what I've seen, I think she does a good job. She seems to me what like an EX Dario could dream of being. I think she's considerably better than him, and I'm going to slot her up here. I think she is as good or better than Rain. I would like to say that I think she's better than Rain. I just haven't seen enough of her yet. And like, there's a lot of earth right now. In fact, like, maybe my opinion on her is a little bit skewed because I've been running so many earth teams myself recently, and I kind of look for her because she's not particularly great against physical damage, specifically Big Daddy Zazon himself, right? So, but that's where I'm going to put her right now, middle of A tier. I think she's a very, very good tank, and if you're a newer player and she's one of the first tanks you've picked up, I think she can do the job for you. As always, you guys, I want these tier lists to be my opinion mixed with your opinion. So in the comments, if you disagree with where I put Charlotte, please let me know, and all that. Also, if you're liking the video, click the thumbs up button. It just helps. It helps a lot. Okay, next up, we've got the support tier list. I'm going to leave this. Like, I actually don't think a whole lot on this list has changed. Now, as some of these units in C and D tier catch some EX jobs, maybe they'll move around. I'm really excited. Adelard's EX job. Adelard's my boy. I don't think his EX job's actually particularly good, but I can't wait to get it so I can try him out. Let me know again, like always, if you disagree with anything on this list. I'm not going to touch it for this week. I don't think supports have changed a lot. Magic DPS. We did add a new magic DPS in Swimsuit Ketone. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of her. I do think she's pretty good, but I just wish I could see more. In my opinion right now, I'm going to put her somewhere up here around like Medina, right? Like, she doesn't have that newer, you know, when you get an EX job on these newer units, they give the fire units, in her case, HP and fire attack up. She didn't get that. That was really unfortunate for her. I think it holds her back just a little bit, but I do think she's pretty good. And I'm just going to put her into B tier right now, right next to Medina. I think that's a safe place for her to live, but I would love to see some more videos of her. Somebody try and change my mind. I'd like to push her up. I think she has potential. I just got to see it before I believe it. Okay, next up, we've got the physical DPS tier list. This monster of a thing that I actually had to add double S tier to because they're so, I needed to differentiate a little bit. I want to make a change at the top of this. I do think Zazon better than Gilgamesh. Barely. I think Gilgamesh still brings all of his support to the table, but as a pure carry, I do think Zazon is a little bit better. The rest of this, I think Ketone, in my opinion, has dropped off a little bit. There's so much accuracy in the game. I'm going to drop Ketone down a little bit, maybe underneath Titus and Orin, but I still think the rest of it, like, honestly, if you're in the S tier, I think you're a dang good unit. I think Ruinstern is like dropping down to top of A. He just dies too dang easy. I know he can be evadey, but there's so much accuracy and so much 100% hit in this game. I'm going to just drop him down to A, and I think that's a safe place for him for now. So there's this list, but we have people to add to the list. I also got to say, I'm putting Corwell top of B. Corwell has been showing up in some big way. You know what? Actually, I'm keeping top of B. Maybe I'll move him up more later. I think he's better than I thought. I originally had him very low on B. I'm going to put him there. We have people to add this week, though. Starting with the big king himself, King Moraga. And I've seen some of this guy. I have been very impressed with my dude, Moraga. I'm going to drop him in at high A. I'll put him right up here. I'm going to put him ahead of Ruinstern for now. I think Ruinstern will retake Moraga once Ruinstern gets that EX job, but Moraga has looked really impressive to me so far. In fact, Camilo continues to impress me. Now that I'm thinking about our free units, I actually want to slide Camilo up here a little bit to King Elda 9S range. Maybe King Elda can still hit a little bit harder than, I think he's right there. Again, let me know. Look, I'll put him above Eileen, you guys. What more can I say? Anyway, I think both Moraga and Camilo are high A tier characters, which is pretty dang good considering you can go get them for free if you got the MR squads. Swimsuit Lilith is next. Swimsuit Lilith is better than a lot of people give her credit for, but I do think she's like down here, lower on the A tier list, probably better than like Delita, El Sorel level. I'm going to put her right here next to Glaciella for right now. I think she's a middling to low A tier unit. She does she's pretty tanky, which does help her sustain, and living through a hit does give you a chance to do damage again. She has good AoE with barrage, and like her damage is respectable. So I'm gonna slide her into A. I wish she had that upgraded master ability. That would help her a lot. Now, the last two on here are Velrik and Kilphe. Velrik impressed me a little bit. In the tournament, Velrik showed up in a big way. Now, unfortunately, that tournament has a lot of restrictive rules. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we do Friday night tournaments. Velrik made a run in the tournament, you guys. He looked good. His limit break disables. That's pretty good too. I think Velrik is actually like up here in that Camilo level. I'm going to put Velrik just ahead of Eileen. I think people are going to sleep on this guy because of when he's coming out, but I actually think he's a pretty dang good unit, and I'm going to be comfortable moving him even higher on this list. Like, he might be Orin levels of good. I just need to see more of it. So if you have Velrik experience, please let me know what your experience with him has been. Until then, I'm just going to put him there. I think that's a safe place for him. He's a good unit. If you pulled him and you want to build him, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Then, Swimsuit Kilphe. Swimsuit Kilphe, I'm going to put Swimsuit Kilphe bottom S tier. From what I've seen, she has impressed me. Not as much, maybe, as some of those other units ahead of her. And again, I want to see more. I want to test her out myself. I am building her right now, but I think she can definitely do the job of caring for your team, and I'm going to put her bottom of S tier. So those are my tier lists for this week. This is my first tier list only video with the with all of the tier lists combined plus my top 5. If you disagree or agree on any of this, I would love to hear about it in the comments. These tier list videos are typically some of my most commented on videos, and some of, honestly, the best conversation we have. So please be respectful to other people when they give their opinions. Don't tell people they're stupid or something like that. Because what I'll do, like, here's what I do to people who do that, right? I don't ban you from the channel. You can, like, hide people. So I just hide you. If you're like a complete asshat, I just hide you. And then you can just yell at nobody and no one can see you, and you don't know that nobody can see you until you figure it out 2 weeks later because nobody's responded to your comments yet. So anyway, that's what I'll do if you're a jerk. Please don't be a jerk. Let's have a nice, respectable conversation. And yeah, there's my list, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is something that can be once or twice a month when we can update it, things like that. And yeah. There you go, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.